What's up, guys? Welcome back to Classic Octane. I am Taylor. So today I want to give you guys a full overview of this 1974 CB750 that I'm just about to ship back out to the customer. So it's 99% done. The only thing left to do is turn signals, and I'm just waiting on them to make the decision which way they want to go. So let's show you guys everything I've done. We'll start from the front. So this is a Firestone Deluxe Champion, 3.25 by 19. The rear is a Deluxe Champion as well, but it is a 5-inch by 16. It's a 16-inch rim in the back. The customer did have the front fender chopped and painted a gloss black. The tank and the side covers are also painted gloss black before the bike got shipped to me. We did go with a gloss black, a little bit smaller than factory headlight. As well as kind of aftermarket headlight mounts, different fork boots because we got rid of those gator style ones because they actually mount to the bottom of the stock headlight mounts. We went with a clip-on handlebar, and then I'll show you guys up here on the top. We actually went with a Cognito Moto triple tree, or top triple clamp up here. So Cognito Moto, really good quality. We did have it custom drilled and tapped to be able to mount our aftermarket tack and speedo. So those are all wired in. I used one of my diodes and everything, so the indicators all work and everything works as it should. This new triple clamp looks really good. I'm going to end up using one of those on a future build of my own. I'm sure of it. The controls and everything are all stock up here. Master cylinder and everything is all stock, so not much to say about that. So for the center of the bike, I pulled the engine completely out of the frame, stripped it down. It had black paint that was just chipping off, and it just did not look very good. So we pulled the motor, totally stripped it, cleaned it up, went ahead and cleaned up this valve cover as well, and we replaced the valve cover gasket. If you don't know, on these 750s, you cannot replace this valve cover gasket without the engine being pulled from the frame. So it's one of those things that, you know, we might as well do it while it's out, and the customer actually wanted to switch to an OE style valve cover because the one that came on the bike was chrome and it was kind of flaking off and didn't look great. It also got in the way of the petcock, and you actually couldn't turn it on without lifting the tank part of the way up, which is obviously not going to work. So petcock is new. I did do a full vapor blast rebuild of the carburetor, so totally disassembled, replaced all the parts, synced, vapor blasted, everything good to go. Jetted for the pod filters. I do not remember offhand what jets we went with. I can put it up on the screen because I'm sure somebody will ask. Bike seems to run really well with this jetting. Everything else stayed pretty much how it came. It already had these aftermarket chrome side covers and clutch cover and that kind of stuff. The exhaust, so this is the exhaust that came on the bike as far as the 4-into-1. I'm 99% sure this is a MAC exhaust, MAC. But what we did is replace the muffler with one of my favorite go-to aftermarket options. This one is from Cone Engineering. If you've been following my channel for any amount of time, you'll know I use this muffler on pretty much every build I have. Barn to Brat 550, Silver 550 before that. I have a little bit smaller version on my CB750. I love the sound of this, and on the 750 it sounds fantastic as well. So highly recommend 12-inch Universal Shorty, Cone Engineering. I get them through Dime City Cycles. I'm sure somebody will still ask, but that's what it is. On a Mac 4-into-1. Again, these side covers were already painted a nice gloss black. Didn't need to do anything with those. The seats, so we'll move on to the back here. So for the back of the bike, I redid the frame hoop. It came to me with a frame hoop already done, but it was not done well. It was like JB welded over some gaps and stuff. So I chopped that off, welded in a hoop, the proper way. The seat is a tough side flat seat, big Honda size to fit the width of the 750 frame rails. Obviously, again, if you followed my channel for any amount of time, you know that I'm a huge fan of tough side seats. We have a custom one on the KZ. We have them on previous 550 projects. They're just a really good seat, really good quality, comfortable enough for the form factor and everything that you get out of it. So not as comfortable as a stock seat, of course, but much better than a lot of those cheap aftermarket ones. We went with an LED tail light, license plate bracket back here. So as you can see with this fat of a rear tire, we are very close to the frame rail on the top of the tire, so it's to be determined if this is going to work well or not, or if we're going to need to go with a slightly longer shock to lift this up just a little bit. Normal riding around town, you won't get into it, but if you have a passenger, you'll be very close to hitting the tire, especially on any large bumps, or just if you're riding solo and you hit a big bump, you could get this tire into the frame, which is obviously not ideal. So we'll kind of see when we do a test ride how that seems to be doing. It's a real easy change just to get like an inch longer shock to make up for that. So that's to be determined. Didn't really do much else other than put this back tire on. Again, it's a 5.0 by 16. This is all how it came to me. I did scuff and paint the swing arm black. It was chrome, so we did that with the brake lever black as well. Everything else, like I said, is pretty much how it came. I don't think there's anything else to report on the back end of the bike. So I'll do a quick cold start on the bike so you can hear what it sounds like. A little choke. Too much in here, otherwise I'll have to get my ventilation system out. Turn the key off so we don't kill the battery. That's it. I think it sounds fantastic. So I can't wait to actually take it out around the block and everything and see how it performs and how it sounds kind of under load. I still need to do a couple little things, making sure the clutch is adjusted properly, making sure this rear brake, I'm going to need to adjust that. It's got a little play in it, so a couple of fine-tuning things, and like I mentioned earlier, the customer is still deciding what they want to do as far as turn signals go. I'd like to do little LEDs in the little headlight mounts, exactly like I did on the KZ. Same exact mounts, they look really good, they're flush, they're bright, there's really no downside to that, so I sent the customer a picture of those. We'll see if that's the direction they want to go. Well, that's going to do it for this overview, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to throw a comment below. I will let the customer know that I'm putting this video up. They said I could film anything and share anything I want, so I have permission to do so, but they ordered a lot of these parts, so I don't know like the manufacturer of the clip-ons and stuff, so I will try to answer as many questions as I can, try to work through the customer to get answers to questions if I don't know them. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I didn't film a lot of the process of doing this bike just because I needed to kind of put some music on, put my head down, and get the job knocked out. Just because we are a full kind of operating motorcycle shop now, and video kind of unfortunately does have to take the back burner sometimes. So that being said, the next project I am starting tomorrow, and that is a restoration on a pretty cool bike, actually the oldest bike I've had in the shop. We're going to be doing a Will It Run video on it. We're going to do I'll kind of do an overview video, maybe 2 or 3 videos of the process of going through and doing what I'm going to consider a light restoration. The idea is to get the bike back to rideable, good, clean condition. We're not going for a full concourse or anything like that, so do not expect that. Similar to what we did on the brown CB550 bike a couple of weeks ago, basically just having it totally sorted, everything works properly, all the systems are kind of as they should be, and I promise, try to document that build a little bit more. So after that, we have another 750 coming in from the Midwest. We have a couple of 550 builds coming up that I am working with customers now to kind of finalize details and get the deposits and everything so we can get those bikes in the queue. So very busy around here, which is exciting, and I appreciate you guys being patient as I struggle through figuring out how to video and how to build bikes and making sure all of it kind of works together. I know it's been a little bit choppy with videos, and I'm continuing to try and make that better. So I appreciate the patience. Thanks for watching this video. Again, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.